Welcome to another SiGMA podcast. We are excited to bring you our fifth event of the year, SiGMA Budapest, focusing on the dynamic East European markets. From September 2nd to 4th, SiGMA, in collaboration with Affiliate World, will be launching its inaugural event in Budapest. This episode is brought to you by Soft2Bet, and I, your host Maria Debrincat, will take you on a journey through the excitement building in this market's gaming industry. Let's begin with an overview of what you can look forward to at this year's SiGMA East Europe event.
SiGMA, powered by Soft2Bet, heads back to Budapest this September, East Europe's unrivaled hub for gaming. Marking 10 years of outstanding achievements, we're bringing together the best in business, from regulators and seasoned C-levels to renowned influencers. Join us for an event that promises to change the game as you know it. SiGMA East Europe joins forces with Affiliate World. Save the dates.
Today, we will be speaking with Matej Cegvala, a veteran affiliates marketer and the Chief Operating Officer at Affiliate World. Matej has been instrumental in the remarkable growth and success of Affiliate World conferences, which have become a global phenomenon since their inception in 2015. With over 15,000 attendees from around the world, these events are the pinnacle of networking and learning from the super affiliate community. We'll be discussing the exciting collaboration between SiGMA and Affiliate World, which will see both global summits aligning in the same week in the vibrant city of Budapest. Matej, welcome.
Hello, Maria. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited for this podcast and interview.
So, first of all, I want you to tell us a little bit more about yourself and your journey so far, of course, reaching the destination to Affiliate World.
Okay, so I have started in affiliate marketing a long time ago. It's actually been the only job that I had in my life. So I think I have registered my first account with an affiliate network back in 1998 or 1999. Back then, I was still living with my parents in their house using their computer, and naturally, I was looking for ways that I could use the new thing called the internet. So I started to put together some websites, and I was looking for ways to make some money with this, obviously. So that's how I discovered the world of affiliate marketing, and as they say, I never looked back. So as I've mentioned, I started by building websites and monetizing those with affiliate marketing. Later on, I transitioned into media buying. So I started to work with traffic networks. I expanded my reach, started to work with more verticals. I think in 2014 or so, I landed on an online discussion forum called the STM Forum, where I kind of got myself into media buying even more. And once I gained some experience, I started to help the people on the forum as well. By forming these connections with the people and networking with them, I was able to scale my business even more. And the STM Forum was actually where the conferences we are going to talk about today, so the Affiliate World conferences, these were actually started on this forum. So initially, the owners organized small meetups for the members of the forum. And as every new meetup that they organized, more and more people showed up to the point where we had like 600 people in London in 2015. The decision was made to turn this into a full-blown conference, and that was actually the beginning of Affiliate World. So the first one we had was in 2015 in Bangkok. And as the time flew by, I got more involved with the team who was behind these conferences. And eventually, I landed at the position of the chief operating officer within the company. So that's where I'm today, still running affiliate campaigns on the side to keep my finger on the pulse of the industry And yeah, now I'm also helping the team with organizing these events that we are going to discuss in this interview.
Perfect. Wow, it's been such a long journey, right? Lots of emotions, I'm assuming. So let's talk a little bit more about this strategic partnership. What would you say is the rationale from behind Affiliate World to be joining SiGMA Group?
Yeah, I think this one is quite simple to answer actually. So everything we do is for the benefit of our customers. So both the attendees and the exhibitors. And we've been hearing complaints or let's say suggestions from our customers. They've been mentioning that it's kind of complicated to attend both of these events because they've been held at different cities, different parts of the world even, sometimes at conflicting times. And since Affiliate World and SiGMA are pretty much the key events in their respective areas, the industry professionals naturally wanted to attend both of them. So obviously, we listened to our customers and wanted to make their life easier. Hence, the partnership with SiGMA was born.
In your opinion, Mate, how do you foresee this partnership like enhancing the overall proposition for attendees and exhibitors in upcoming events?
Yeah. So both SiGMA and Affiliate World are operating in businesses that are heavily dependent on affiliates, but still in kind of isolated worlds. So, for example, SiGMA is mostly B2B and iGaming focused event, while Affiliate World is a multi-vertical event with, let's say, a heavier focus on individual affiliates. So I think by bringing these two worlds together, I would say this is one of the main benefits, if not the biggest one. So as a result, the iGaming operators can find new affiliates at Affiliate World. And on the other hand, our affiliate attendees get exposed to the world of iGaming.
For sure, I fully agree
By
with that.
aligning, yeah, and by aligning the events, we kind of bring more people into the cities, which equals more business and networking opportunities at the same time. And I would say that two events simply provide more of everything. So there's a wider coverage of niches or verticals, more insightful presentations, now on multiple stages, verticalized workshops or networking sessions, just to name a few. So, I mean, two companies working together can simply achieve more, and our customers will greatly benefit from this.
When it comes to the operational synergies now, can you elaborate on the operational synergies you expect to achieve by aligning your events with ours at SiGMA?
Yeah, so we had the opportunity to test this approach in Dubai earlier this year, and the feedback was absolutely positive. But this was just a start, and we know that we can achieve way more together. So I have already mentioned the main benefits for exhibitors and conference attendees, but there is more to it for sure. So, for example, our partnership or cooperation extends beyond just the conference venues. We co-organize parties together, award ceremonies, or even affiliate retreats. So we had one retreat for top 70 iGaming affiliates recently in the Philippines, and everyone just loved it. I mean, myself included, since I had the chance to attend that as well. So aligning our events with SiGMA's will definitely allow us to double down on this even more and bring more stuff for the affiliates, exhibitors, or whoever attends the events.
Now, when it comes to the attendees' perspective, what do you think are the specific logistical benefits that the attendees will be experiencing thanks to this partnership?
Yeah, that's a good question. So there are some major ones, I believe. So the most obvious benefit would be that planning one trip instead of two is way simpler and also less expensive. So let's just name a few benefits. So for example, just one flight is needed instead of two. Extending a stay by 2 or 3 days means lower hotel costs compared to two individual trips, because those two individual trips would definitely be longer. There is less visa hassle for those who need it, as they only have to apply once, and we know that this has been quite a problem recently for quite a few attendees. Or there is just one jet lag to deal with instead of two. It also makes things easier for exhibitors, so not just the attendees. So they can reuse the artwork with minor edits for both events. Promo materials such as leaflets or swag can be reused at both events. And we are even working on a concept that would allow exhibitors to transfer their booth from one event to the other, which would equal further savings. And all these things quickly add up and can translate into major savings for everyone involved. And the extended stay also makes it easier to plan meetings, use the time more efficiently, and truly maximize the networking that people come to the conferences for in the first place.
I fully agree with that. Now, I want to discuss more Budapest. How are Affiliate World and SiGMA coordinating together to ensure a seamless experience for attendees of this joint event coming up in Budapest?
So there are several points here worth mentioning. We made sure the events do not overlap so that the attendees and exhibitors can stay focused and don't have to choose one over the other, which we definitely wouldn't want them to do. This time, both events will be held at the same venue and in the same week, which will minimize the confusion or transportation issues. Another one, the Affiliate World registration will start right after SiGMA comes to an end, so attendees can register on the spot, again, save time. We will also have an Affiliate World booth at SiGMA Summit in order to assist those who make a last-minute decision to attend both events. We will always be able to provide information and answer all the questions that these people might have. And we've put a lot of planning into making sure these two events don't interfere with each other, especially during the build days, because that can get noisy. And lastly, the SiGMA's closing party on September 4th will also serve as Affiliate World's opening party in order to help the attendees to get to know each other and connect in an informal way and basically have a head start ahead of the second event.
That's a real good networking opportunity, I would say. How will this partnership enhance networking opportunities for super affiliates and iGaming operators, would you say, Mate?
I would say this comes back to the whole concept of hosting two events in the same city, pretty much at the same time. So thousands of our attendees and affiliates can now mingle and engage with SiGMA's core audience. And it works the other way around too. So iGaming affiliates and operators can now meet with the Affiliate World crowd and introduce them to a whole new world. Each event offers some formats that the other one doesn't. So for example, our first timers meetup, the networking mixers, Google or TikTok workshops. These provide excellent networking opportunities with like-minded people, which is the most important part. I would say it's a no-brainer, really. There will be more attendees and exhibitors, more networking sessions, more parties to enhance the networking opportunities in a massive way, I would say.
And would you say that there are new networking formats or platforms being introduced at the Budapest event, obviously to facilitate better connections?
So we are always looking into improving the networking aspect, as I think we both agree that this is the crucial part of any in-person event. So I've already mentioned our first timers meetup, which is an excellent, let's say, icebreaker type of a session for new affiliates or attendees. This time we will have more verticalized sessions that we call the networking mixers to help attendees meet with people in their specific verticals. We have a Google workshop, which we already had in Dubai, so it's not maybe new, but we will have a TikTok workshop now that will happen for the first time. And let me add that there will be actual people from Google and TikTok present at this, so it's not just name. We are also bringing a new concept to life, which we call Affiliate Manager Academy. So this will serve as an educational platform for affiliate managers who want to grow their careers. And we will definitely introduce new formats in the future as well.
Speaking to the future, are there any plans for further collaboration, of course, beyond Budapest? And if so, what can attendees look forward to in the coming future?
Oh, definitely. So we are aiming to tandem and work together for our Dubai event too. So that will be next February 2025. And we are exploring the options to expand on this even more in locations where it makes sense for both of us. I have mentioned the affiliate retreat in the Philippines and how well it was received by the participants. So we would definitely like to organize more of these. And I've heard some news that there might be something in the works in Sicily right before your main event in Malta.
Yes.
Cooperating on the media. So cooperating on the media and education side of things also seems like a logical next step. So both of our companies have a lot to contribute to our industries, I believe. So we will definitely do something together here. And we are constantly trying to identify areas where we could cooperate. So as long as it's for the benefit of our customers, we are happy to dive into it. So definitely expect more from this cooperation in the future.
Of course, it's at the benefit of the customers, but of course, it's at the benefit of both our companies. So, how do you think that SiGMA's investment in affiliate world influence your company's growth strategy, and future plans?
Yeah, great question again. So we have years of experience, each of our companies, but we can still learn from each other, again, for the benefit of our customers. So this partnership allows us to share best practices with the ultimate goal of making the customer experience as seamless and beneficial as possible. So, for example, sharing our learnings on the best venues and cities to hold events in the future. We are working together on perfecting our registration processes to minimize waiting time for our attendees, for example. Another great example of such a synergy would be the Affiliate World Awards Gala that we held in Dubai for the first time. So with the help of experienced SiGMA team members, we've been able to pull off a great gala event, even without any previous experience in organizing something like this in the past. So I think this was a great example of how we benefited from this partnership. So yeah, this is where we see a lot of potential for the future in helping each other with the areas we are strong at individually.
And what areas of Affiliate World's operations or offerings do you plan to expand or enhance as a result of this partnership?
So I feel like I'm starting to repeat myself a bit, but really our main focus is to make our customers happy and deliver a show that they love more than any other out there. And we genuinely believe that this partnership with SiGMA will help both of our companies achieve this and also retain that position for the future. So SiGMA and Affiliate World are market leaders in their respective industries, and this partnership will only make both of us stronger. And at the same time, this partnership will allow us to bring iGaming and general affiliate marketing worlds together closer than ever before. And this, I believe, is what we can expand on the most in the very near future. So it actually started happening in Dubai earlier this year. And by working together, we can bring world's top affiliates and the top operators, along with a fresh pool of affiliates, under one roof, so to speak. And this, I believe, will open an ocean of opportunities for everyone involved.
Matej, I would like to thank you so much for accepting our invitation to join us on this podcast today. I'm sure the upcoming joint summit in Budapest will promise to be a landmark event for the global affiliate community, offering unparalleled opportunities for networking, learning, and growth.
Thank you, Maria, for having me again. And yes, I'm totally looking forward to Budapest. Our expectations are really high and can't wait to see you there.
Next up, we have the pleasure of speaking with Martin Collins, the Chief Business Development Officer at Soft2Bet. We'll be diving into the event from the exhibitor's perspective, exploring Soft2Bet's goals, their innovative offerings, and how they plan to make the most out of their presence at SiGMA Budapest. Let's take a closer look into the strategies and success stories behind one of the industry's leading companies. Martin, welcome.
Hey, Maria. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So, Martin, I want to start off with a bit of a discussion on a reflection on the last 6 months. Looking back at the first half of this year, what has been the most significant achievement for you and your team at Soft2Bet?
So it's interesting because I've been here for almost a year now. So the previous 6 months was probably getting to know the business and assessing what was going well, what could be improved upon, what challenges we're facing. But the last 6 months has been armed with knowledge, the knowledge from those first 6 months. So our sort of key strategic points were, firstly, increasing our regulated footprint, which I think has gone very well. We're either in or going to be operating in up to 12 regulated markets. There are 6 or 7 that are live now, with a further 5 in the pipe. But most interestingly, over the last 6 months, we've also really started to push our Mega solution. So our Mega solution is our motivational engineering gaming application, which is a long-term way of talking about gamification. We believe that we've taken gamification that one step further beyond your traditional missions, achievements, and tournaments, and actually utilize mechanics from other industries in order to drive engagement and loyalty on behalf of operators. And that sort of underpins our first strategic point with regards to increasing our regulated footprint. We all know it's more expensive and more time-consuming, and a little bit more difficult in order to succeed within a regulated market. But if you come armed with a strategy in order to drive a better ROI from your marketing and retention spend, then we believe you can see an ROI even in the toughest and most rigorous of markets, including North America and including some markets within the European space. So we've seen a big step over the last 6 months in terms of the overall regulated footprint and the interest that we're receiving in terms of Mega and how that can drive your KPIs positively, even in tough regulated environments. So I would say that's the last 6 months has really been underpinned by those 2 key aspects. What I can say as well is that we've really increased the team that we have on the sales side of Soft2Bet. So we really have an experienced team who understand the challenges that you face as an operator. And having these types of individuals talking to you about the solutions that we have, it makes it a little bit easier in order to understand where the true value lies and what these solutions can do for you in the short, medium, and long term. So the additions that we've added to the team have been incredible, and we've got a really strong team here now at Soft2Bet too.
So, Martin, you just mentioned that your team can really understand the difficulties that operators are facing. I know that your company has developed a unique offering for operators. How do you feel that your personal vision has influenced the development of the product? Like, what do you think has set you apart from the rest of the competition?
Yeah, well, the one thing that our sort of USP is the one thing that actually some operators might initially off the bat not like. It's the fact that we are a B2C operator ourselves. Now, traditionally within our industry, what an operator would say is, I don't want to compete with my providers. I don't want to compete with them. I don't want them trying to drive the same type of revenue that I have. But the fact of the matter is, if you went to any operator and you said, okay, what are the key factors that are frustrating you with your current providers at the moment? I guarantee you that all of those answers will center around the fact that the provider doesn't understand things from a B2C perspective. So, for example, there might be a bottleneck technically because they don't understand the true upside of a small adjustment within their platform. They don't look at things from the consumer perspective. So one of our long-term USPs has been our art and design and the UI UX that we build, driving market-leading conversions. And all of these aspects really truly come from the fact that we are a B2C business at heart. And what we do is we create a proof of concept. We understand exactly how our solutions can drive revenue from a B2C perspective. and then we sell them from a B2B perspective. So many of the challenges that you would face with your B2B providers, you won't experience with us, because we understand and look at things from your perspective, and not just the B2B perspective. So this for me and for SoftBet is a massive advantage. And genuinely, the B2B partners that we have now appreciate that and understand that we can actually help them grow their business with some of the experiences that we've had that perhaps they haven't in certain markets. So this is what sets us apart, Maria.
So you're mentioning markets. You've mentioned some of the markets that you've tapped into this year. Let's take a bit of a future focus as we look forward to the next half of the year. What are the key markets that you're most excited about tapping into?
Okay, I think in the next 6 months, you'll see us really take a step into North America. So we will launch into Ontario with our own brand, and depending on timings, etc., we'll also launch into New Jersey. So the next 6 months is really exciting, Maria, because this is a first step for SoftBet into that market. We all know it's tough. We all know it's not as, and we've seen a lot of casualties there in the last sort of 6 to 9 months. Big organisations, big European organisations who haven't quite made the grade there, and ultimately not been getting the ROI that they expect from the marketing spend. This is primarily driven by what we believe is a race to the bottom. If you go to New Jersey, and you drive from New York into New Jersey underneath the New Jersey Turnpike, you'll see a big sign, and it's a big billboard essentially. And every time I go there, it's a different brand that's on it. And the last time I was there in April or May, it was FanDuel that was on there, and they had a promotion that was $5 deposit in return for $150 cash. Now, anybody within the European landscape will tell you that it's really difficult to get an ROI from that. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get market share, and they're doing equally aggressive promotions on the retention side as well. Again, I'm going to go back to our innovation, how we operate as a B2C operator. We're going to bring things into that market that people haven't quite seen before, and we believe that can give us the USP and that lead towards an ROI that other companies are failing to establish. So yeah, we're really excited about North America and what our products can do there.
So apart from tapping into North America in the coming future, are there any market trends you're seeing right now that make you feel optimistic about the future, Martin?
I'm always optimistic about this industry. The industry is laden with opportunity. It's about choosing the right one for your organization. I always speak to our commercial teams about ICPs, so ideal customer profiles. And some of the mistakes that I've seen, some of the mistakes that I've seen B2B organizations make in the past is that they don't have ICPs, or they do have ICPs, but they don't define them and they don't stick to them. So what do I mean by that? So if like us, you're an organization that can drive positive ROI in highly regulated markets, then that should be your focus. Whereas what I find sometimes is that everybody goes for a one-size-fits-all solution, and that's where the difficulty lies, and where people again become frustrated by their B2B providers, Maria. So it's really, really important that when you're partnering with people, you're partnering with people that you're driving value with, and that they can see that value and it's demonstrable and you can see it in the KPIs. And like I said, some customers might be right for us, some might not be, and that's the same with markets as well. So for example, Brazil has been something that has been on everybody's lips for the last sort of 12 to 18 months, maybe even longer. But it seems that finally they've got to a spot where they have all their applications in. I think it was 116 or 120 approximately. So they've got all those applications in, which is great. Let's see how many come out the other side. And then that creates an opportunity for us from a B2B perspective, for sure, particularly with Mega, because a lot of these brands won't have operated in a regulated scenario before. and therefore they'll find difficulty immediately because it's paying 6-7 million for a license. Having that come from your bottom line is very difficult, very different from operating an Curaçao license. So that's where we see the opportunity. These guys instantly become our ICPs, our ideal customer profiles. So it's in situations like that that we need to keep an eye on things and make sure that it gets to a certain point where we can drive value on behalf of these customers and make sure, again, that they're getting the ROI from the third-party relationships that they have, for example, with us. So that's really how we gauge it, and that's where I see an opportunity moving into the next 6 months.
Now, shifting a bit the focus further to your style of leadership, how do you think it has evolved over the year that you've been with Soft2Bet? And also, how have you faced the fast-paced nature of the industry during your time with Soft2Bet?
I mean, I've been in the industry for a long time, so I appreciate and enjoy the fast-paced environment. What I would say though is that Soft2Bet is probably like the industry, but even faster, okay? Because we're an opportunity-led organization. So like I said, like for example, in Brazil, we've seen an opportunity there with the market truly regulating and becoming more specific, therefore creating opportunity for us. So we need to be on top of that and we need to be working with that. And that's just one example. Like commercially for sure, we need to be ahead of everything, but from a product perspective, from an operational perspective, we need to be on top of these things and we need to move quickly in order, again, to be able to bring value and to be able to understand the challenges that might exist with different products, different markets, different situations. So I would say that we move faster than certainly the majority of companies that I've worked for in the past. And that's been really interesting, because you get much more exposure to different situations, and by having more exposure, you get more knowledge, you get more understanding, and you see more motivation from different perspectives, which puts us in a position of power. Because again, then we can build solutions that actually match specifically to the requirements of the customers within these particular markets. So it's been very, very overwhelming, but at the same time, you say overwhelming, but in a positive way, because ultimately you're getting exposed to so many different things on a day-to-day basis. And I think if you spoke to my team, they would feel, particularly the guys that I brought in over the last sort of 10 months, they would say the same thing, that yes, we've got to do a lot of things and we've got to deliver, but at the same token, the exposure that we have as a team and as an organization is vast. So this is really where I call them it's our mantra. So I sort of wrote 10 commandments for the entire team, the entire commercial team, Maria. And that's the sort of level that I expect everybody to live by on a day-to-day basis. So it's okay. And it talks about challenges. Everybody has challenges, but it's how you face those challenges and how you embrace them. And it's how ultimately, I want a team that talk their mind. If there's an issue, then we need to discuss it and we need to talk through it and then we move on. The issue shouldn't exist continually. We should find a solution and move on. So yeah, it's fast-paced, it's driven, it's challenging. It's everything you would want if you are being true to yourself, Maria. So that's what I would say about the last sort of almost year now. It's been a lot of work, but very
satisfying.
Very fruitful and satisfying, exactly, yes.
Martin, now speaking a little bit more about the event you're going to be exhibiting with us in Budapest in the coming event, what are the key goals that Soft2Bet aims to achieve by exhibiting with SiGMA in this next event?
Okay, so SiGMA's been one of our key event partners for a number of years now, Maria, and the reason for that goes back to what we discussed previously with regards to ICPs. So SiGMA events deliver our ideal customer profiles. We know that when we exhibit at your event, the type of people that are coming are operator-led, who are looking to step into the regulated market, who are looking to engage with their customers and drive that ROI. These types of customers are at your events. There's no question about it. And this event in particular will be focused specifically on the Eastern European market, which is something that we've been looking at for a long time now. We're actually operating in Romania already, and we're looking to again expand that footprint and see what we can do. Like if you look at the industry trends, the Balkans is growing like crazy. There's massive consolidation there, but there's more opportunity rising out of that consolidation. So we want to be front and center with our stand to be able to show and highlight the products that we have available in order to make this expansion of an operator business much more worthwhile and again get more ROI from the investment that they're putting into these markets. And SiGMA help us with that. They put us in front of the right audience in order to be able to do that. So that's the key reason we're going to be there, Maria.
In terms of your previous participation, Martin, as my last question, I want to ask you, have there been any success stories or significant milestones that Soft2Bet has achieved through SiGMA's events, through previous participation in various other locations?
So SiGMA in November last year, bearing in mind I'd only been with the business for maybe a month and a half, but we launched the concept of Mega, which again is the gamification solutions that we have. So that was the first time that we'd really put it to the market. And so I tried to highlight the impact that it could have on your business as an operator. And genuinely, Maria, since that launch, we have a lot of people very, very interested in this product. As I say, it's not just your typical gamification engine where you have your missions, your challenges, your tournaments, your achievements. That's already been done. What we are doing is we are taking mechanics from casual gaming, from social, from e-commerce, and trying to utilize them in order to drive your engagement. And the one KPI we see massively impacted is your screen time. So traditionally on a casino or a sportsbook site, the screen time on average would be maybe around about 15 minutes. But once you add these engines, what we're seeing is it increases over an hour. So no longer are we competing with each other, but we're competing with TikTok, with Snapchat, with Netflix, with all of these guys in order to get them engaging with our brand against them. So when they're sat on their couch on the evening and they're watching something that they don't really like, so they jump onto their phone, that's what we're competing with. We want them to go to your brand at the very beginning. And genuinely, that's when we launched it at SiGMA in November in 23. So we're really trying to make a shift in the industry here so that people look at things a little bit differently. For too long now, the industry has been very, very acquisition focused. We believe that we can sort of change that outlook, drive retention and value and brand equity on behalf of our customers, and really have a more compelling ROI for their business. So yeah, so SiGMA helped us do that. So thank you, Maria.
Martin, thank you so much from this insightful conversation. I'm really looking forward to seeing you and the rest of the team in Budapest and also see what stand you're going to have, as obviously you're one of our main exhibitors there. So we're really looking forward to all of that.
Okay, no, looking forward to next week. And anybody who's attending, please come by the stand. We'd love to talk to you.
Thank you, Martin. Until next time.
Cheers, Maria. All the best.
Our next guest is Gunther Micallef Decesare, Senior Events Manager at SiGMA Group. Gunther will be giving us an insider look at the upcoming SiGMA East Europe event in Budapest. We'll be discussing everything from the anticipated number of attendees and networking opportunities to the logistics of badge collection and standout conference sessions. Whether you're a first-time attendee or a seasoned pro, you'll find valuable insights to help you make the most out of this exciting event. Gunther, welcome to our podcast.
Pleasure to be here.
So, let's start off with the anticipated number of attendees. What is the anticipated number for this year's event, and how does the scale of participation enhance networking opportunities for industry players?
Look, this is the first time we're actually going to be in Budapest, and we're envisaging something between 7,000 to 9,000 delegates coming over. Obviously, this is spread over, the event days are spread over 2 days, but the day before we obviously have the awards event, which will see a lot of networking opportunities. And during the event itself, obviously with all the number of exhibitors there and all the conferences and all the very exciting talks, it will be one great show for networking, for business opportunities and for further growth.
So, Gunther, how do you think SiGMA will be facilitating connections for affiliates and operators during this event?
Possibly on the second day of the conference, there's going to be an event very similar to the speed dating, events that happen throughout the world, where instead of finding love, you're going to find meaningful business relations. So you're going to have affiliates meeting with operators for very brief, literally minutes. It's a timed minute. And in that, obviously, business and communications are passed on with each other for possible business relations in the future. And that is, I think, quite an interesting and novel way of linking these two important platforms together.
When it comes to logistics, how efficient do you think that the badge collection process will be for attendees? Do you think that there are any strategies in place that will sort of streamline this process to make it more efficient, easier for them?
Definitely. Listen, we run 6 events yearly, and obviously they differ in size of delegates attending. And obviously we learned over the years that we have what we call a pre-registration event, which happens on the day before, which will be held at our partner hotel, which is going to be the Intercontinental in Budapest. And there, throughout the day, there's going to be the opportunity for early delegates to come and pick up the delegate bags. And we kind of promote them to actually go there because it's easier for them. And also, there are networking opportunities there as well. In the venue itself, in Hung Expo, where the event is going to be held, again on this day 0, what we call, there is going to be the opportunity of exhibitors who want to have let's say a sneak peek of the stand. They can also have the opportunity to pick up the badges from there. Then, obviously, once the event starts on day 1 and day 2, we're going to have, if I'm not mistaken, 20 registration points open, which should be, I believe, suitable for the amount of delegates we're expecting. So it should be, I think, a seamless operation.
And when would you say would be the best time for attendees to pick up their badges? Would you recommend that they pick up their badges a day before?
We always suggest that you go to the event with your delegate badge ready. So ideally, go to the hotel before the day
pre-registration.
Before. Yes, pre-registration event.
And when it comes to transportation, will there be any special transportation arrangements or services provided when it comes to our delegates to get in easier?
Yes, we do have buses, obviously shuttle buses, which will be taking delegates from the partner hotel, from the Intercontinental to the Hung Expo. It's about roughly a 30 to 35 minute drive. And these shuttle buses are literally on a row service, so ultimately it picks the delegates up, takes them back, and vice versa. The event starts at 10 o'clock and it ends, the last shuttle bus will leave the venue at 6 o'clock. So, there should be absolutely no issues of any of delegates staying at the Intercontinental in hassling of having a taxi or something like that. It's going to be, again, another seamless operation.
Perfect. When it comes to the conference discussions now, are there any particular topics that are innovative or interesting this year?
It would be very hard to pinpoint on a particular discussion or topic, but obviously there's a lot of talk about ESG. There's a lot of talk about the fact that a lot of these countries now are regularized, which is interesting because obviously you've got countries like Bulgaria, like Serbia, like Hungary itself. They are regularized, and obviously this brings a lot of responsibility with it. And a lot of the topics will be just touching upon this.
So it's very good for people who want to get into this market, to learn more about
It's going to be an excellent springboard from which to to get a lot of information, and also to look at different ways of doing business in Eastern Europe, because I mean there are differences between businesses in Eastern Europe and in mainland Europe or rest of the world, really.
SiGMA is known for its networking events. And can you elaborate a little bit more on the networking activities planned for delegates this year during the event, and how these activities can sort of balance the professional life with the personal networking touch?
Yes, I mean obviously all work and no play, as they say, makes Jack a dull boy. So and that is really true, because I mean that is where SiGMA really shines, in that it gives you an excellent platform from which to do business, but at the same time it understands that pleasure is fun, really. So what we do is we've also, let's start off with the awards night, where there's the opportunity of the platinum visitors to have a wondrous event where we have obviously entertainment right through. Then we have what we refer to as iGathering dinners, and obviously it being in Hungary, which is basically, I mean, the hotel is right on the River Danube. We're going to have, for our delegates arriving on the day before the start of the event, we have a boat trip planned. It's a 2-hour trip to go around the River Danube. There's obviously going to be entertainment on board, the traditional Hungarian food. It's obviously great fun. And also one of the restaurants on which the iGathering is going to be held is actually a boat which is berthed on the Danube. Again, a snail's pace away from the Intercontinental. Then we've got the final party, the farewell party, which literally is a 6-minute walk from our hotel. And again, there, as you very well know, we're renowned for our closing parties. So, yeah.
So everything is conveniently located.
Exceedingly conveniently located. You can, I mean, the beauty of Hungary, and especially this area, is everything is really within walking distance.
Perfect.
You know?
Now, when it comes to some essential tips for our first-time attendees, like what would you suggest to them before coming to the event?
Look, important, as we said before, is to get a delegate badge as early as possible. It's not to have any hassles when you get into the venue itself. If you're staying in our partner hotel, you have no worries about getting to the venue. The venue is literally, 40 minutes away, so it's pretty close. The catering opportunities within the venue itself are obviously diverse. So again, you're not going to grow hungry, you're not going to grow thirsty. It's going to be a great fun. But literally, I would say the best thing to do is just think early for your delegate badge. That's it.
And to close off, would you say that there are any must-visit exhibitor booths or interactive sessions that you would recommend to our delegates?
Look, to pinpoint and say, listen, this stand is, I think, more important, would be ridiculous. Obviously, there are an immense number of stands in different sizes and heights and whatever, but they're all going to offer platforms for business in the future. So no. The idea is go to the venue with an open mind, go to the venue with the idea to see each and every stand if possible, obviously it makes sense to you. And I go back, because this is interesting, one of the tips that you can actually give the delegates, with the delegate badge, we've got on the actual delegate badge, when you get it, you also get stickers. And it tells you what is of interest to you and what you're looking for. Just make sure that you fill those in. You have stickers which you can put on to make sure that people seeing you at a glance will say, okay, I'm an affiliate and I want this, or vice versa. So people can immediately get to know what your interests are.
Makes it easier for networking.
Very, very easy. I mean, other than that, just come there. It's literally 3 days of great business opportunities and also of great fun.
Thanks again, Gunther. That wraps up our discussion today. We hope you enjoyed this inside look at what's in store for SiGMA East Europe and that you're now as excited as we are about the event. From networking tips to must-visit booths, Gunther's insights will surely help you navigate the conference with confidence. And that wraps up our latest episode of the SiGMA podcast. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the exciting world of SiGMA East Europe and the insights shared by our guests, from strategic collaboration with Affiliate World to the exhibitor's perspective brought to you by Soft2Bet, as well as finally an insider's guide to navigating the event itself. We're looking forward to seeing you in Budapest from September 2nd till the 4th for what promises to be an unforgettable event in East European market. Stay tuned for more episodes as we continue to bring you the latest from the world of gaming. Until next time, thank you for listening.